What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer and I'm back with another reaction video. Yesterday, Remedy had a live stream where they showed off and announced a release date for Firebreak, their first multiplayer game, and I completely missed this. I had no idea this was happening. And then I love Control, I love Remedy, Max Payne 2. I love those games. I've loved pretty much everything they've worked on, including Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2, obviously. And I'm really excited for Firebreak and I'm really curious to see what they're gonna show here and like to really see the game in action. So yeah, I'm ready to watch this. So enough of me talking. Let's get into it.
The game. Let me set this up.
Let's do it.
Just a moment. There we are, and then I'll make so chat can also see it. Boom. All right. Here we are. So this is the game. I have a controller right here. I'll be controlling this thing, and yeah, this is the live demo of the game. This is a build that is a few weeks old. So there's been stuff going in already, but let's talk about what we have here. So we've chosen Paper Chase. Mike, can you talk about clearance level?
Yeah, sure. So first thing to understand, as we said, this is an in-development build. So a lot of the things that you're seeing here, these elements are actually being worked on in development. Some of these are actually have already changed inside of the game. So don't take anything too specific here too seriously. But yeah, let's talk about clearance level. So in this game, jobs kind of work like game modes. And you have a few different things that you can do to adjust that mode to your liking. The first one is something that we call clearance level. Now you can choose 1, 2, or 3 once you've gotten them unlocked. And clearance level maps to how many zones you're going to take on when you enter the job. And this happens to also map to how long your gameplay session is going to be. So you don't have too much time. You can jump into clearance level 1, like we're going to start with today. If you want a full or complete experience, you can go all the way up to clearance level 3.
Cool. And then can we talk about threat level?
Yeah, so I mentioned that, clearance level is one way to customize. Another way to customize is the threat level. Now, this is what you might consider to be combat intensity. So how often are the hiss coming and interrupting your work so rudely? We actually have a third lever as well, which is pretty exciting. We're not going to get into it today, but it's called corruption, which lets you handle things like modification to the experience and randomization.
Interesting, interesting. And an important thing to note about specifically our menus, because the point in development where we're, is, like Mike said, focusing on the clarity of the game, and a lot of that means updating our menus and changing things based off feedback. So these menus that you're seeing are not final. Now then, we have a crew ready here. Let me introduce our two other players. So this is Senior Communications Manager Miika Huttunen and Junior User Researcher Henrietta Satamo, who are joining us to play today. So we have a full crew. Before we jump into the job itself, Mike, let's talk about loadouts. Could you explain the concept of loadouts in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So Firebreak can go in with one of 3 types of crisis kits, which is our word for saved loadouts. Now, each of these loadouts is based on a special set of gear that is centered around a tool and sort of auxiliary pieces to that tool. And then you can further customize it with any gun that you have and any grenade type that you want. And even though we're not going to get into it in the stream tonight, whatever sort of like perk build that you want to create as well.
Right. So let's talk about the different kits that we have. We have 3 different kits. Let's talk about the splash kit first.
Sure. Yeah, so this is the splash kit. This centers around something that is called the crank-operated fluidic ejector. Rolls right off of the tongue. You can definitely just call it ejector for short.
Or coffee.
Or coffee, or the coffee, yeah. And what this tool does is, as you can kind of see in that preview video here, is it spits out a bunch of globules of water. And this is really great for a lot of things in the game. Putting out fires, definitely one of the main things that you're going to do. You can kind of stagger the hiss with a charge shot with these huge globules of water. You can make a lot of them soaked at the same time, priming them for different combos with a bunch, clear harmful conditions from your friends, etc.
Great. Then next, let's talk about the fix kit.
Yeah, so the fix kit is basically just about a gigantic wrench. You can hit enemies with it to knock them back. You can hit machines to break them. You can hit machines to repair them. You can hit components to build them. Basically, you're going to run around a lot hitting things. This also comes with, you can see in that video here, what we call the swivel turret, which is basically a giant cannon that someone has strapped to a wheelie office chair to help you out in combat.
Awesome. Then,
That's
last but not
funny.
least, the jump kit.
Yeah, the jump kit is probably my favorite kit. I guess I shouldn't play favorites too much. And this one actually came into being in the same way I'll describe it now, which was, what if we combined a defibrillator with a pogo stick? And that's exactly what it is. So basically with this thing, it's obviously great for mobility. You can hop around, get to really, really high places in the game, get away from danger pretty quickly, and also inject things with shock. Now, you can make that an enemy. You can also do that a battery that needs charged to kind of get the heater going in a machine, or otherwise power a device in the game.
Cool. And I'm going to go with the jump kit for this time around. So now we're ready to jump into Paper Chase, clearance level 1. So we're just going to be seeing one zone, right?
Yeah, exactly. And since we're jumping into clearance level 1, typically this is kind of an onboarding experience to kind of just understand what a crisis is like, what a space is like, what you're trying to do. So this is going to be very short, and very short by design. We're also going to go in at a really low threat level to try to keep things a little calmer while we poke around and get a good sense for the game.
Cool. They're coming in.
All right, so we're entering through the service elevator. This is what we always do. This is how we kind of, it's how we jump into jobs. And it's also where we're going to leave the job when we're all done. So it's our way in and our way out.
So our shower is over here, which is our main healing mechanic, but it's broken. But luckily, we have Henrietta with the wrench, and then I can, because if I go in there now, you'll notice that the water, actually I already electrified it, so it's warm now, but it would have been cold if I hadn't electrified it. And actually we have some enemies that are going to come towards us from the behind, guys on floating chairs.
Like you do. But yeah, the shower is a great example of the sort of things that you're going to kind of use your tools for. I'm sure Julius will show you in a little bit, but of course, like, you can use the tool, get that done really efficiently, warm up the water, turn it from a small drip to a big kind of gushing amount of water coming out of the shower, or you could do neither of those things and heal in the cold, slow down, and not get very much at all. Now, you can also deal with those things without the right tool, but that comes with its own dangers and efficiency problems, which we'll showcase in a bit.
And showering together, always more efficient, so shower with your buddies.
Yeah, it's definitely a good water-saving technique.
Yeah. So let's go look around a little bit on the map. I'm going to jump up with the impactor, the electrokinetic charge impactor, I believe. Rolls off the tongue.
Yes.
That's cool.
So we have a bunch of sticky notes everywhere. So what are we doing in this job again?
So this job is all about getting rid of these replicating sticky notes. They look so innocent there on the floor on those dead bodies. Maybe not so innocent, but basically when they're dry and when you're dry, they're going to leap onto your body as you walk past. Now, that is actually one good way of getting rid of them, as long as you shower them off before they take you over and consume you. We'll see a little bit more about that later. But for now, of course, they're a bit pesty, just kind of obscuring your vision. You should probably wash those things off before you're completely blinded. And we're trying to just get rid of them from the level. And you can see that big counter going down in the top. Lots of things get rid of these. One of them, and the best ways, is actually just like I get rid of sticky notes in my real life, is to get them really, really wet and then throw grenades at them or shoot them with guns. Of course, what you just saw is a great combo here. You get them really wet, you can hit them with the impactor, creating a big chain effect of lightning. And of course, if there are any hiss there, they're going to get caught up in that, and your friends might get caught up in it too. So be a little bit careful when you
Speaking of the hiss, they're coming in here. Let's try to find a safe room while we're looking around.
Not a bad idea.
Let's give him a grenade.
A welcoming gift.
Oh no, he's a big guy.
Yep.
I'm going to actually try to shock him.
Yeah, good idea. What you guys are seeing here is called a breaker. This is actually a hiss that you haven't seen before, Firebreak, mostly because that's actually a member of Firebreak who has very unfortunately succumbed to the hiss resonance and is now quite a nuisance.
Here's the safe room.
Cool. Yeah, so this is a safe room. Now, you're going to find different safe rooms all over the place. And in these safe rooms, what you're going to do is open them up if you want. Go inside, find extra ammo, find extra grenades, and you're actually going to find a currency that you can pick up called lost assets, because the most important thing in a crisis is to recover the paperwork. At least that's what the FBC thinks. Yeah. Now, if you bring those assets out successfully, which is to say that you don't die and get back on the elevator with them, you'll actually be able to bank them and share them with your friends. This is the primary way that you're going to collect currency in the game. The other great thing about safe rooms, although it doesn't matter quite as much in clearance level 1, is that it also opens a respawn point in the unfortunate event of your premature death. Now later, if you go deeper and deeper into the level, this obviously becomes a lot more important. Otherwise, you're taking that elevator down, once again, quite far away from your team.
So we have a bunch of enemies coming in. I'm going to drop my improvised device here.
Yes,
the boombox.
Boombox, pun definitely intended. This is a type of device that when you charge it up, you kind of actually, it's the one thing that you actually need the tool to do. So it's pretty special for the jump kit. That's going to actually attract a lot of hiss, and once it takes enough damage, which you can help with, or you can just let them kind of hit it on their own, it's going to go boom.
Let me show you.
It says it right there on the tin. You're a bit far back, but I don't blame you. Cool. And actually, we haven't mentioned this, but you guys are actually in what we call evacuation. So that means that your objective is done. The FBC says, hey, good job, guys. You're completed.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Optionally, try to get out of there and survive. So what you're going to need to do now is get all the way back to the elevator, call it, wait for it, and get on while the hiss are very, very aggravated.
They're very aggravated.
They're very aggravated.
They're so angry.
Yeah.
Why are they so angry?
Someone in chat wants to let Henrietta know that she's doing a great job.
Henrietta, you're doing a great job. So
And you guys got some big enemies coming at you now.
I'm going to juke them.
Yeah, these guys are definitely easier when you've got a team.
Oh, here's the humidifier.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so this is obviously just an office water cooler that somebody has poked some holes in. It's really great at spreading water. You can also see somebody's hit a few of the sprinklers up top and set them off, creating even more water.
Oh, we can go in.
Oh,
come on in. All right.
All right, awesome.
Bye-bye.
Nice work.
All right. Contained. So that was clearance level 1
Cool.
with just one zone from Paper Chase. And there we have the results screen. Can you talk about that a little bit, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, like all things, is still being worked on. All the data is getting plugged in and so forth. But you can kind of see a little bit about what you did best and what you kind of brought to the table with your team. This is our simple view. Basically, the most important thing to know is that you beat the mission, and it's also going to tell you who survived. So in the event that you leave somebody behind, their stats will be here, but that they will not be.
Yes.
Question from the chat. Do you have unlimited revives?
You do not have unlimited revives. Actually, you have something called crew lives, which will go down every time that you actually die. Now, there's two ways to go down. The first one is to get knocked down, and your friends can help you up. I'm sure we definitely won't see that today, Julius, since you're really, really fantastic. But if it were to happen, you would see exactly what I'm talking about. And that's actually one of the things that you need to think about when you decide whether or not to kind of just give up, splat on the ground, and come back.
Yeah. Sorry, for some reason, the game did a thing I didn't expect. So
No.
let me just reset the party.
Okay.
So this is the fun of showing a game for you live. These things, they happen. I will reset our party, but it'll be done.
You know it's not scripted.
It's not
Yeah,
scripted.
exactly,
No,
exactly.
it is definitely not scripted.
Much appreciated. Shows they have a lot of confidence in
Meanwhile,
the game.
someone was asking about the ping
I like
system
that.
in chat. So we're going to do Paper Chase again, but at clearance level 3, what does that look like? What's the difference?
Yeah, well, fortunately, we're going to see what that looks like in person in just a minute. But really what the difference is again, those clearance levels actually map to the number of zones that you'll need to complete before triggering evacuation. Obviously, the more that you do, the more rewards you're going to have an opportunity to get, the longer the session is going to be. So clearance level 3 means you're going to kind of take on the entirety of this crisis, all 3 zones.
Correct. And then we have moderate threat level. How is that
I like
different
that.
to low?
Yeah, so moderate threat level is a pretty significant rise in challenge. I definitely think you guys are up for it. This is kind of what we think about as maybe the default experience in the game. As you maybe can tell, threat level is something that we didn't want to kind of lock. We didn't want it to feel like, oh, I have to progress to get harder and harder. This is a little bit more akin to a difficulty level that you would see in a single-player game where you find the thing that feels right for you and that's how you play. Now, that said, we do hope people rise to the challenge and therefore will reward you if you take on the harder challenges.
Great. And you might notice that there's not one, but 2 characters on this screen right now. And you've heard them in our trailers as well. Could we talk about Hank and Jerry? quickly.
Yeah, so first, Jerry. So Jerry is the gentleman with FBC stamped on his back there. So Jerry is actually a bureaucrat. He reports directly to Arish, and he is there to kind of keep Firebreak in check, because if you couldn't tell, Firebreak is a little bit anti-procedure. They kind of come and get the job done. They can't be bothered with red tape. That's why they only were formed, of course, once the crisis started. And so Jerry is maybe the hopeful idea was that he'd be a bit of a mole, making sure that everybody fills out the paperwork and stamps the forms and stays under control. But of course, he's not a villain. He's there for the team, and he's a really good guy, as I hope people will get to know as they play more of the game and hear his conversations with Hank. Hank, if you haven't figured it out yet, is currently inside of that gigantic tank right behind Jerry. We do lovingly call this the Hank tank. We actually even have an office at our studio we've called a Hank tank.
Yeah, like a meeting room, right?
Yes, exactly, where we actually work on the game. As to why Hank is in a tank, well, some mysteries are left for the community and for the game experience. But Hank is the founder of Firebreak. Hank is the person who's in the intercoms, helping guide you, and who you've also heard in the trailers.
Yes. All right.
Like I was saying earlier,
now we
I
select
like that
that.
the clearance
I'm going to
level,
still
it's
stick
like-
to the jump kit.
it's not
and
just
Mika will have the
harder,
splash kit and
it
Henrietta will have
gives
the
you
fix
more
kit.
objectives
So
to
we're
do.
fully kitted out. So let's jump into clearance
Like
level.
you need to accomplish more.
Alright.
It's not
So you get
just
to see the
fight
whole
stronger
thing.
enemies. I like that.
Yeah, there was talking. That was Hank talking right there. You couldn't hear it, but I could hear it. I have the headphones, so I could hear it.
Oh, I always hear Hank.
All right, back on the elevator.
All right, cool. So we're going to start the same way. It looks somewhat similar so far, right?
This is Hank Hill. Dang it, Bobby.
I'm not going to do my Hank Hill impression. I am from Texas. I don't want to be judged.
Oh, they're so fast. Can you explain?
Yeah,
why
this
they're
is
so much faster.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
now?
Yeah, so you may notice that there are some fires burning out there in the darkness, which is another thing that has changed. A few extra things go under the hood, of course, with clearance levels, and after 6 years of being stuck in the oldest house, the hiss are an ever evolving threat, and one of the things that they have developed is sort of an energy reaction to being around heat and fire. And so that means when they heat up, they actually get faster, they get stronger, they get more chaotic, more violent. Now, the good news is if they get too hot, just like everybody else, they will light on fire, but it is still a good idea to put out every fire that you find to cool them down. Oh, hey, look at that. The lights are back on.
Lights are back on.
That's
So
pretty
Henrietta
helpful.
fix them with her wrench. She can quickly fix them. But let me actually show you, if you were to fix without the proper tool, what does that look like? Because there's some electricity over here as well.
Yep, just watch out. You got some company here, too.
I can take care of them.
Now, another great thing about the ejector is that the ejector can actually cool down the hiss. So when I was talking about all these different ways to get them kind of wet before, that's actually a way of debuffing them. What you can see Ilias doing here is actually working without a tool. He's doing a rapid fire mini game, trying to get it in there. And for each one of those inputs that he failed, he actually ends up taking damage. You can also try to put fires out with your hand, just patting them down. We've got the left button and the right button on controllers, kind of simulating your hands going down, and if you mess up, you will get burned. I think I just saw someone blow up a fire extinguisher.
Probably.
Not the best way to put out fires, but it works. Oh, geez.
I'm down.
All right, so
Buddy.
one of the mistakes there, now I'm just going to criticize
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
One of the mistakes there was actually you saw his shield broke quite quickly. In this game, it's really important to stick together with your crew because you actually have a resonance shield that is
Team, can you help
amplified when you're closer to your team. So the farther away you are, the less shielded you're going to be. And later, if you have really,
down.
really... Yes, exactly.
Diva down.
And especially if you have, like, very, very strong perks on later, you can actually share the effects of those perks with people close by as well. So you're not really punished for not being nearby, but you are definitely rewarded for sticking together.
Let me
You need to maybe
skip to
skip right to the
redeploy.
redeploy.
Yeah.
Now the cool thing is if you skip to redeploy, well, not so cool. You drop whatever currency you're carrying. Fortunately, you weren't carrying any yet, but you could, and you're not going to maybe, but you could actually change your crisis kit here. So if you feel like you've got the wrong gun for the situation, the wrong tool, here's a chance to change it up.
I'm back.
All right, you're back.
Immediately getting pummeled. Let me just get some heals from this.
Diva up.
Diva up.
All right.
Yep.
Ooh, you guys got some nasty stuff. I think what I hope everyone is seeing here is, we mean it when we say the threat level has gone up. Things have
Yeah.
gotten a little bit more intense here. All right.
There we go. He's out.
Oh, actually, I just saw somebody's using the teapot. Now, the teapot is an altered augment. You can see it's firing napalm. Don't get hit. That's actually...
I got
So what's happening here is that the ejector actually has placed an altered item on top of it, which is a teapot, and it's going to kind of absorb all the steam coming off of that tool in order to boil the tea, which, of course, superheats all of the water inside of the tool into basically lava or a superheated tea that lights everybody and everything on fire, including your teammates. So be careful with that.
Boom.
Oh yeah, you guys need to start making some progress.
We are. We just cleared the
look at
zone.
that.
So now we're going to open the door to the second zone.
Awesome. Now, of course, opening doors, safe doors, or containment doors is always a little bit dangerous. As you can see, it tracks quite a few hits to your location.
So let's put this down.
Now, there are perks later in the game that make you a little bit more sneaky by oiling those hinges and making sure that you can kind of get away with it without this happening. But we have no such perks on.
Nope.
Today.
What? I don't even know what the heck just happened.
Let's see if my team can make it to me.
Diva down.
Diva down. Okay, I'm going to skip to redeploy. Actually,
boy.
no, wait, no.
Wait,
no,
come on.
Okay.
Have some faith.
Can you
Maybe
get me,
not.
friends?
I have a question from chat.
Go ahead.
Shoot.
While we're getting the diva up, did you guys consider destructible environments like in Control, or would it have been too much
Yeah, I'm
for a
gonna-
multiplayer game?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. I mean, of course we considered it, and it would be completely amazing. In multiplayer, we have to really focus on performance. We have to really focus on things that make sense in this type of game. Now, of course, we have tried to pack this game with all sorts of different effects. Some lighter destructibility, you'll see, of course, like the sticky notes going flying. Some other kind of light things will break and create a big kind of visual spectacle. But in terms of, like kind of true destruction, no, we have kind of shied away from that.
All right, let's get
Again,
some
just to
ammo.
prioritize
Understandable.
some
I
gameplay
mean, they want the
performance.
game to
Okay,
run
team, let's
well.
head to
Yeah.
Zone 2.
All right. You guys are doing okay. So somebody asked, of course, if you have unlimited revives. You do not. You can see down in the lower left. Right now it says volunteers. That's actually your crew lives, and you guys have
Let's wait for Nico.
5 chances.
All right, let's go.
I said ominously.
He said ominous.
Whoa, okay, so now you guys are seeing some escalation of the crisis here with these guys, which are called shufflers. Now, you did see some of these sticky notes on corpses in the last zone. Well, this is what happens over time. And guess what? It can also happen to you if you're not careful and if you get too many sticky notes on you. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
And they're really annoying enemies because they basically hide from you, and if you don't get rid of them, they replicate.
Yeah.
Like the sticky notes do.
Yeah, but they're full bodies, unlike just little basic notes.
Yeah, so let's try to find a safe room. Oh, there it is. There's the shelter.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Now, you're going to want to put that
can-
fire out. Now, you can contextual ping that fire. Try to get somebody over to help you put that out with the right tool.
Mika, can you come over and take care of the fire? Thank you.
Well done.
And then we open that. So now we have a place if I happen to fall once again, like I did so eloquently earlier,
Elegantly.
then we will respawn there instead of the elevator at the very beginning. Only shock this guy so he can't do nothing.
All right. All right, get in there. Now, in there, you'll see you got a little bit of cover, some sprinklers. We're picking up some ammo now. You get a grenade. There's a lost asset up there I just saw you picked up. And, of course, if you need a little bit of a healing drink, there is, of course, a faucet for a tiny sip.
Oh, here's some.
Oh, and some paperwork. Make sure that you don't miss that.
No, you don't want to miss paperwork. It's really,
It's really
important.
bad. All right, cool. So you've got more shufflers up here. Now, one thing that you're going to notice is that sticky note count is much, much higher here. And the reason is because those shufflers are actually incredibly dense creatures. They're made of lots and lots and lots of sticky notes. So if you want to take down this sort of number, you're going to need to take out a lot of those guys. Wow, it is chaos here.
It is pure chaos.
But you guys are doing really well.
Yeah.
Lots of good combos. Lots of these sprinklers have been activated. I saw another fire extinguisher pop, cooling these guys down. You got the boombox going. Okay. My faith is building. You guys are gonna make it.
We're doing great. I'm gonna
You
go have
are.
a little drink from the what do you call this?
To be clear, there are way better ways to heal than this.
But, I'm on the go.
Sometimes you're just thirsty.
I'm
Okay.
a firebreaker on the go, and
Now
now I'm
you
gonna
guys-
shoot my gnome, the
Cohen.
garden gnome, the infamous.
This is a good idea because
is.
you've just got a strong enemy who just randomly
So,
spawned into the middle of what
Watch
you're
out,
doing.
team, because the garden gnome does not differentiate friend from foe.
It does not.
It
Like
just,
real gnomes.
it just goes to the closest thing that it can find, and it summons a lightning storm. And we actually had a special enemy who is in the middle of it now, the Alex Cohen, and he's getting destroyed,
Yeah.
but he's still up. So what are these special named enemies?
Yeah, so these named enemies
Get wrecked.
are kind of
Get wrecked.
just harass it with the butt of the rifle there. So these named enemies are actually super powerful hiss. They're randomized, sort of super powered hiss that come in at the best possible moments. Or the worst ones. And what they do is they are so strong that the FBC is terrified to let them back into the safe spaces of the oldest house where everyone other than Firebreak is kind of, I just imagine, you know, having margaritas and chilling out. And so they actually close all of the doors. That means there's no evacuating, there's no getting through to the next containment zone until you hunt down that hiss and take them down. All right, cool. And you
Nico-
guys actually are ready for the third
Nico,
zone.
can you wet him? I'm gonna hit him with the electricity.
That was a question in chat as well. What happens when you wet them and shock them at the same time?
Well, first of all, it amplifies the damage. On non-sticky note enemies, it actually also amplifies the stun, kind of keeping them in place for other players to kind of come in with a good grenade or a gunshot. Now, with sticky notes and with enemies, the best thing, though, is that it spreads the electricity. So if you've got any water going on anywhere between, you know, showers, on the floor, on enemies, on yourself, because, of course, as Julius is here wet, you can see on the screen, all of the electricity is going to jump between all of those sources. So very powerful, but you also need to be careful, especially at higher threat levels where the friendly fire becomes more important.
Hello, chair.
Hello, chair.
All right, are we all here? Yeah, we're all in a good spot. Oh! There's a humidifier. Let's get near it.
Yeah, that humidifier is clutch.
It's out of juice.
Well, it was clutch.
Wow. So chaotic. So much more
Oh,
chaotic
here we
than
go.
clearance level
That's clutch again.
1.
Question from chat.
Sure.
You go for it.
Someone asked, my friend is really bad at video games, but I love them so much.
Yeah.
How are you making sure that you're catering to different skill levels?
Yeah, I really love that question because it's been super important to us from the very, very beginning of making this game. So, of course, as I mentioned, you have a lot of levers to pull when you're deciding how to play the game. So you can turn the difficulty down, you can turn the session length down, you can turn the randomization and the modifiers down to accommodate. Now, if you just want to throw your friend in the action, also fair. The fix kit is a great choice for them. Lots of hitting with the wrench. Still really fulfilling. I don't want to undersell it, but it's a little easier to control if you're not quite as well versed in video games. And of course, the other thing is that once we have a chance to explore the perk system a bit more, you'll see that you can actually equip all of your awesome high-level perks and share them to new players, whether they haven't played this game for a long time or they just need the help. You're going to actually be able to support them inside of the experience. And this is how we try to make sure that everyone can stay united and play together and not say, oh, well, I'm like level a gazillion, so don't play with me, man. Wow, and actually, while I was talking, look what's going on here. You guys have found a safe room that is...
Vertical.
Maybe sideways.
It's vertical, yeah. So the oldest house is a shifting space, some might say.
Yes.
So this safe room does actually function.
And the toilet is the right way up, which I think is important.
Yeah, so this does function. There's stuff
Some
here
hero
for us
has
to
done
get,
that.
like a grenade over there. Let me grab that. And if we go down, we will actually respawn in this vertical one. But let's move on because we're getting actually to a very fun part
cool.
of this job. You might have seen him briefly in our trailers. The one, the only, Sticky Ricky.
Ricky.
And you know, actually, Sticky Ricky, also known as Adhesive Richard.
Adhesive Richard, yes. Yes.
In one of the localizations,
Nice
I
guy.
forget which language, the text localizations, we have a bunch of text localizations for the game. In one of them, he's called Evo Adesivo, I think.
Yeah, that's way better.
So we have some friends behind us. Watch out, team.
All right.
Let's get rid of these. There we go. Oof. Wow, where did you come from?
I mean, they're literally replicating.
All right, well, he's going there, so let's follow him to meet Sticky Ricky.
Oh, we see he's here. Threshold
There he is.
Entity 14N, as he's actually formerly known.
Yeah, so what are we doing here?
Wow.
Yeah, so you can see that sticky note count has gone way, way up. Mr. Sticky Ricky is angry. Now, Firebreak, of course, returns to these crises over and over again. There's no really getting rid of them forever, and so Firebreak has set up these traps to kind of help whenever they have to send crews out to deal with it. So one trap is going to actually set up a bunch of showers to soak this guy, and the other trap is going to hit with a huge electrical force. I can see that your crew is right now busy fixing all of the components which have broken inside of this kind of
Henrietta is going to do the
system.
water now, so...
All right, great. once you guys have that water
There,
going,
Ricky
hit him,
is wet,
hit him.
and now we'll hit him with the electricity.
Ooh,
and now
alright.
he's vulnerable to damage.
all right, take him down.
Oh no, he's gonna get me.
Now, one of the fun things about Sticky Ricky, or not so fun, is that later, once you get to start playing with threat level and corruption more, his behaviors will actually change. And so there's a few different things that this guy does that you're not even going to see here today.
So okay, now he's
Good to
not
know.
vulnerable anymore. So now we need to.
Higher difficulty
Redo
means
that.
So,
different
dude,
patterns
now I
and
do want to
movesets.
mention, though, that Sticky Ricky
bosses.
is actually
Cool.
systemic like the rest of the game. Now, I don't recommend this, but you could just kind of get him soaked and then hit him with electricity by conventional means to do some damage. Now,
Okay.
that would take a very long time.
Luckily,
Are you fixed? Oh, yeah, you are. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Get him.
This is a good space. Oh, watch out for that blast coming.
yeah, I can make it.
All right. I think you guys... Oh,
Aw.
get him.
Oh no, is he?
No,
oh,
what?
no. Mika, can you get some water on Sticky Ricky? Thanks.
So close and yet so far.
There. All right.
All right.
I am very much covered. But luckily, there is a humidifier
You've
here, which
taken
will
home
clean me.
a parting gift. Yeah.
Okay, we need to get out of here because there's going to be a lot
you
of
guys
this.
are- yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Very cool.
All right, well done.
Some water on me. Get some ammo. Okay, we need to run because they're coming. They're here, as Hank said.
Well, you have to run all the way
I'm
back.
happy to reveal that Julius is actually the voice
Yeah,
actor.
no, it's
If
me,
you- If
totally.
you couldn't tell.
Yeah, totally. That's me. I'm Hank. No,
Oh, boy.
obviously not me. It's a
Oh,
professional
jeez.
voice actor, not me. Professional goof. But yeah, we're now in the evacuation sequence for clearance level 3.
Yeah, and you guys are backtracking right now quite a bit, which is great because I can see that Julius, you are outrunning the hordes, which is wonderful for now. They might catch up with you here soon.
Let's set up some stuff in case they do catch
Not
us
a
up.
bad idea.
So that's gonna.
And don't forget to call the elevator.
Yeah, we need to do
much
that.
much like actual elevators. Takes
It's
longer than
coming
you
down.
want.
Yeah, there's a little
There it
timer
is.
there.
All right.
Ooh, look at that go.
Okay.
You know what?
See, I got a swivel cannon there. Oh,
Gnome
maybe,
time.
Maybe time for another gnome.
There he is.
All right.
Got a friend.
Oh, I see him back there. Oh, and
Ooh, and the. Oh no, he's here! How did he get here? No. No. Okay, we're good. He didn't come to us. Yeah. So once again, the garden gnome does not distinguish between a friend or foe, so he will just go to whoever's closest and will damage all of us.
all right. Looking good. Now I see
Good to
someone's
know.
filled the humidifier actually with the super hot tea,
Yep.
which actually kind of creates a volcano. Not so great for healing anymore, but it is nice on a choke point.
We got an invisible enemy.
Okay. Well. You
Okay,
can
let's go,
distort
let's
it.
go,
All right,
let's
get
go,
out of
let's
there.
Uh-oh, I might have closed the door early. Nope,
Yeah,
we're good.
Nope. Okay. You're not allowed to bring friends home.
No worries.
Okay, that's okay.
No worries, Nico. We got you.
And there's literally still another
Oh,
person
I'm
there. Okay. You guys
Not
have
like
it distorted
this.
in the elevator with you.
Not like this.
Fun fact, the distorted is actually wearing high heels,
Oh.
slaying and slaying. It's
Okay, I'm gonna redeploy so we can get back there.
Can you?
Yeah, probably. Oh, look at that T-pose. Amazing. Okay.
Oh no. Okay.
We're in... Where are we now? Zone 2? Yeah. We're in Zone 2. We can get back there.
All right.
I just need to...
Very
Well, the good news
interesting.
for you is that all of them seem to be collected at the elevator right now.
Yeah, so we'll get there. Let's wash those off.
If they don't leave without you.
No, they wouldn't do that. That'd be- that would be...
They wouldn't leave. You've got way too many precious resources. Oh wait, you don't have any precious resources.
I'll get them back. They're in the elevator.
Okay.
Why you gotta be mean to them? There we go.
All right. Nice.
Oh, snap.
Oh, see, this is what happens when you save your friends.
Yeah, so actually we could, like, we could have left.
Pro tip: let them die.
Who's behind me?
I'm just kidding. Don't play video games with me.
Oh no! I got
jeez.
got.
Oh my gosh, this is how it starts. So if you couldn't tell, this game has a large aspect of risk versus
I'm
reward.
redeploying.
The riskier that you get, the more rewards that you have going and saving friends who are carrying a lot of currency, or trying to get some just kind of additional XP multipliers at the end for having more survivors. Now, the good news for these guys is, now that they have 0 lives left, is that even if they all die at this point, the bureaucracy of the FBC says, hey, you know what, though? Sticky Ricky went down. The job is actually still a victory. Victory is assured at this point. The big question here is, are they going to leave with the currency that they collected during the job?
There.
And with 0 lives, it's gotten a bit exciting.
Let me put this on to distract them.
Oh my gosh. There. Oh. Now, actually, that distorted is actually on fire. which is nice, because you can actually see them when they're invisible. You just fire flame. Oh, it's broken. No, it fixed. Okay.
No, we fixed it.
Yeah, sometimes the elevator breaks.
We made it.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna catch my breath. Okay.
We did it.
Hey.
Wow.
GG's.
Oh my gosh. Good job.
Post one in chat. For GG's.
Well done.
Divas extracted.
Divas extracted. Yes. Yes. So that was clearance level 3 of Paper Chase. That's right. We have the result screen here. Once again.
Yes.
So we did all right. We did all right. And an important thing about this result screen is that this is also very much work in progress. We are currently improving this based off feedback from internal tests and some user research tests that we've been doing recently. So this is also very much a work in progress.
So improving it by putting the actual data in there. Yeah. Just in case somebody saw and was like, wait, I didn't remember those revives.
No, these are real numbers. They're real numbers.
Yeah, that was,
all right.
that was awesome. That was really fun.
Paper
That was really
Chase.
cool.
We hope you enjoyed that. We're going to take a...
It's basically just a gigantic furnace that appeared one day. Nobody really knows how it got there, only that it needs a lot of tender love and care. Otherwise, something happens. And inside of Firebreak, we're here to make sure that something does not happen. So practically speaking, it's making the oldest house hot, and like really hot. Like you step too close and you start lighting on fire kind of hot. And your job, ultimately, once you get into clearance level 3, is to try to reseal this furnace. Now, here we're going to be playing clearance level 2, since we're just trying to give you a bit of a sneak peek. And so in these zones that Julius and crew will be playing, we are going to be working on repairing transfer fans that kind of move the heat of the furnace around the maintenance sector into safer, cooler places.
Yeah. All right. So let's get in there, and we're joined by Senior Communications Manager Mika Huttunen and Junior User Researcher Henrietta Satamo. Let me change the loadout a little bit. So we were using the jump kit earlier. Let me take the splash kit, because the coffee crank-operated fluidic ejector is actually quite good for taking care of hot situations.
Yeah, exactly. And even though you're not changing your grenade or your gun right now, or your perk setup, you actually could do that.
I could.
You could.
Mika, can you change over to the jump kit? Let me see if Mika's gonna change. Mika?
Don't make them change.
Sometimes your friends just don't want to change, and that's okay.
That's okay. It's valid. But yeah, Mika can also change once we are in the job as well, which is okay. So we can go with 2 splash kits. That's also fine.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no restrictions on duplicating kits in the game.
Okay,
And as I said,
wondering.
you can start that way and then find out that it doesn't work quite as well, and switch out later.
Yeah. Ah, okay. So that was apparently a bug, because he had the jump kit, but it showed that he had the splash kit. So
Oh,
it happens.
live builds are so
Live builds.
fun.
But it is also fun that we can show the game live like this and bump into these little bugs.
Yeah,
when we
no,
are in
it's
the
amazing. It's really
final
good,
stretches
actually.
of game development. All right, here we are in Hotfix.
Cool. Yeah, so
Very
hotfix,
nice.
you may notice that little icon has already showed up next to your health bar there. Now, that's not a special icon. It's just using the sort of heat system from the rest of the game, except for, as I mentioned before, this place is pretty hot. So if you don't find ways to cool down as you do your work, you are going to eventually immolate.
Yes, so we're fixing these fans over here, so Mika has the right tool for the job. So boom, and now the fans start moving again.
Nice. And once you get these fans moving, that area around the fans is actually going to start cooling down. So if you start running into trouble with heat, you can maybe don't get too close. You'll get kind of chopped up. But if you stay at a safe distance, much like actual transfer fans, you should be okay.
Oh yeah, Hand needs to go there, and it's actually really hot, so I'm going to cool her down.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So she does not catch
Get
fire.
out before, yeah, oh, nice. And we just saw her do the rush ability. So actually, once you upgrade your wrench gets a lot lighter, and you can actually do a cool like rush in order to get where you're going much faster, slam into the hiss, etc.
Actually, I need to go this way, but we just
wanted to keep.
It was fun to zip.
I know.
It's fun to zip.
It is fun. It is fun.
Whomst of us does not enjoy a good zipping and zooming around? Is Mika here? Mika, come to us. Let me ping this.
It's always like a seance. Mika, are you with us? There he is.
All right, fan fixed.
Cool. And of course, just as a reminder, anybody could have really done that objective. And that's by the way, when you do play this game solo, even though of course having your friends with you is always going to be kind of the prime experience here, when you play the game solo, you are going to go ahead and need to do all these emergencies by yourself, pick the tool that you want and do the rest by hand. So I hope you're pretty good at that game. All right.
Where'd you go?
Oh man.
As a reminder, I guess we forgot to talk about you cranked this up on the threat level.
Oh yes.
You? Okay.
I put high.
Oh, this should get interesting.
As the threat level. So
Yeah,
what does
we saw
that
that
mean for
earlier.
us in practice?
Well. It means you need to practice.
Oh boy.
You're gonna get some practice. Yeah. And actually, you're still in the first zone, so things are probably gonna be okay.
That will be good.
Oh yeah. I like that confidence. You know who else had confidence?
Whomst.
Icarus.
He like made it to the sun, right?
He famously,
That's the story.
He famously did not make it to the sun.
No. The story says he made it to the sun. He became a son of the sun, and that's what the lesson is. Found family.
What is going on with the Finnish education system? Anyway, okay, so where are you guys? You've got 3 transfer fans left. And again, a lot of this game is about efficiency. So you guys could absolutely sit around and take your time not repairing these fans, but if you do it, these waves are going to come faster and faster, harder and harder, and really start risking your ability to succeed at this job.
All right, that fan has been fixed. We have 2 more.
You're doing a great job cooling down the team also. That is actually really, really important.
So here's an interesting thing. We actually fixed this already, but because there was so much damage happening, these broke. So we have to fix these again.
Yeah, the hiss can also come and mess these up. You can also mess these up, but don't do that.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, look at that. Now you're kind of doing a big charge shot, right? Now when you do that charge shot, you are going to apply wet, but you're also going to stagger those guys, which is really fantastic for placing a grenade, getting a combo with another team member, and you can of course get that crank going and kind of do more of like a Gatling gun situation. Yeah, there you go.
Ow.
And that's going to rapid fire tiny globules.
Globules, yeah.
Globules.
That's a great word.
It's a great word until you have to say it
No, it's
20.
It's like itinerary.
All right, so you guys are good to go.
Yeah, we just need to take care of this guy.
He's fine. Cool. So actually, he's taunted by that boombox, which is fantastic.
Okay, we got him.
Yep. All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Zone 2. Let's head in there. So things are gonna heat up in the second zone, right?
Yes, they absolutely are. And of course, you cool down this zone with the transfer fans. So this zone should be nice. Oh yeah, actually there is this. Well, I guess there is this that happens. So when we talk about what the furnace does,
I'm gonna use my teapot, so I'm shooting hot water now instead of regular water, so it is quite powerful. And there's also the gnome in there, wreaking havoc. So we just decimated this group of enemies.
Perfect. Now, what we saw also just a glimpse of, and I'm sure we'll see again, is actually some of the furnace flaring up is actually coming through these transfer fans, because as you get deeper into the crisis, you progress into new zones, things become more dangerous. You saw this in Paper Chase when all of a sudden in the second zone you started getting shufflers, and although fortunately it didn't happen to the team, they could actually become shufflers themselves if they got hit with that. So here, these fans are also producing so much heat that it's turning purple. Fortunately not.
Is that like the levels of heat is orange, blue, purple?
And then plaid, I think.
Plaid. Ooh. Isn't that was the highest speed in Spaceballs?
Baseball.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Shout out Spaceballs.
Another cool thing you can
Shout
see
out
also here is
Spaceballs.
like, although we are working on these elements, so they are going to change, we're going to have the same functionality. You can actually see up there your resonance shield, which is about, I don't know, what is that, like 60% full. And there's a little widget right above that that shows a number. Now that number is going to quickly show you how many members of the crew are near to you. And that means, obviously, if it's 2, that's great. Everyone's shield is working at full effect. And if you have perks that can share with other people, you're sharing 2. And you can see those little dingles. I never know what to
Oh,
call
there it
them.
is.
Oh, yep. Watch out for that. Not healthy.
Come down here, Mika. We're down
That's
here.
actually showing you, generally speaking, from a compass perspective, where the team is. So if you ever get lost, you don't have to just spam the ping saying, here, here, here. People can just see really quickly where other people are. It's super, super important to have that in this game. Nice job. Ooh, look at you. I saw you get shot.
It happens.
hazard of the
There's
job.
more. I'll get it.
Yeah, now what you're seeing here a little bit, if you see some stuttering, is we've got some heat particles coming out of that fan that sometimes are a little bit intense. So that's one of the things that we're fixing right now, just in case you're wondering what you're seeing.
Cool.
All right, nice.
So the water actually also makes them weaker, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, at least it cools them down. So it's not really a debuff. It's more of like a removal of a buff. I don't know. I guess I'm splitting hairs here, but really it's important when they are already hot
There we go.
to kind of bring them back down to regular, healthy hiss temperatures.
Evening the playing field.
Yeah, exactly. And in a place like Hotfix, it's super important because even, as you are getting closer to lighting on fire yourself, the hiss are actually constantly getting buffed when they come at you. So this is actually a pretty dangerous play.
Let's go this way, peeps. Follow me. Here we go.
You can also use your voice wheel if you want, just to kind of say group up. Yep, up top. Group. Group. There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah. Don't breathe that.
Or be in it,
Yeah.
honestly.
All right.
Let's fix it.
Yep.
That's for Henrietta, no? Henrietta, that's you.
Yeah, and you can see a nice contextual ping there too. So like if you ping something like that uses a specific tool, even though anybody can do it, it's gonna automatically pick any player that has the tool that's best at that and deliver that ping straight to them so that they know that they've been requested to kind of come and do some maintenance.
So I'm actually getting hot now. You can see on the left the counter is going up, or not counter, but the icon.
Yep.
I can actually cool myself off by shooting at my own feet. I
Or
could
at least you could if you weren't on a grade.
if I weren't on a grade, but there we go. So now I'm a little bit wet and it got rid of the hotness.
One of the fun things we're working on right now as well is to be able to shoot the ceiling and have it kind of like, rain down on you as well.
Really?
Yeah, well, we'll see if it gets in. As you said, we throw everything into the end, make a mess for ourselves, but we're doing our best to get everything cool into the game that we can. All right, nice job. How many more do you have left? One left.
One more.
Okay.
This way.
I gotta say, you guys have gotten away with a pretty easy, hard run here. I'm happy for you.
Let me keep Henrietta cool so she does not overheat. All right, let's get out of here.
Woo! Look at you guys.
Oh,
This
we
is
got
professional.
guns. Just run through. Just run through.
Oh,
Maybe,
oh, oh.
maybe don't. Cough that grenade.
Now, actually, there's quite a bit of like stagger systems in this game. So,
Where am I going?
everybody has a light melee that's kind of like a bit of an elbow hit.
that.
Yeah, exactly. And you can do that while you're holding anything. Oh, haha, no evacuation for you.
Oh, no.
Josh Sullivan. Anyway, so
Dang it, Sullivan.
you can kind of knock these guys off balance, stagger them, and actually, a lot of the
Get one.
time, your tools are really good for this kind of utility. If you get swamped, now you're just having fun. No having fun in the video game. So what you can do is even if you're out of ammo. Now, fortunately, you guys haven't run into this problem, but it definitely
Check
happens.
this.
Trust me.
Check this.
Oh boy, here we go. There's-
So the humidifier is now filled with hot water.
yeah.
We're going to give them the time of their lives. I need a shower.
Nice.
Oh, they're down.
Oh boy. Oh, see, this is what I was talking about with Icarus. Too close to the sun there. Forgot your team on a power trip, and now look what's happened. Now look how fast they're going.
We're going to make it. We're going to make
Dear
it.
Lord, look at
gosh.
the craziness.
We're doing great.
Have you even called the elevator? No, you haven't. Call the elevator. What are you doing?
It's coming.
No, it's not.
But I can't press it. Oh, because Josh is here.
You need to
We
kill.
need to get rid of Josh. We can't call down the elevator.
Gosh, yeah,
It's
it's
Wow.
you're in a lockdown right now. This
Very
is as
meta.
locked down as you can get.
Very meta. Okay,
Oh.
let's redeploy.
Gosh, this is rough. Oh, that Josh Sullivan.
I'm redeploying.
Josh
My rival.
Sullivan.
You're
Diva
right.
down.
Diva Dern. Where am I?
Oof.
All right, we're getting back. Ah, okay, here we go. Diva down.
I smell a new Steam handle for you, Julius.
Let's make it happen.
All right, you gotta get Josh.
Yeah, we're
tired of
we're
this
gonna
guy.
get him. Oh well. I'm gonna.
Boy, remember what I was saying? You guys got off kind of easy before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have cursed you. I'm so sorry.
Jinxed us, as it were. Jinx
Oh
Arcane.
my gosh.
Holy cow. So much
Josh is over there.
particles
There.
and
Oh, he's
like,
there.
Right there.
Yeah.
you know,
Alright.
just so much going
He's
on
there
on
for now.
screen.
Oh, he's just a puny guard. I can't
Yeah.
believe you had so
Well,
much trouble.
But he's down now, so let's run to the elevator,
Alright, good
folks.
idea.
Elevator time. Let's run.
Yep.
Awesome,
You
everyone's
guys
going.
need to go. All right, now you can finally press the button. The lockdown has lifted.
Yes, they have miniguns. There's hits with miniguns. You saw it right. Let's do that.
And someone asked about other weapons. Well, our bestie, the Relaxing End. Shout out to the Relaxing End.
Shout out, relaxing end.
Asked about different gun varieties. 'Cause
Yeah.
You've got a shotgun.
I've got a shotgun, yeah. Henrietta has a revolver, and Mika has a submachine gun.
Yeah, so we don't really think about this as kind of like what I might call like a gun collection game because we're really all about like devices and tools and utility. But guns are obviously super important in a shooter. We typically think about our guns as three archetypes. We have kind of what we sometimes call a blast archetype, which is shotgun based, a precision archetype, which is like the revolver, for example, and then we have kind of a spray archetype. And we actually think that these synergize a little bit with the kits as well, and what they're good at. So you'll be able to play with a good variety. And the guns that we do have also can be upgraded a few
let's
times
go.
just to get some extra power out
We're
of it.
getting out of here.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
actually, well done, and lots of jumping and celebration.
Huzzah.
Okay,
Clap.
Very
job.
nice.
GG's. Well done.
Okay,
Another
and that was
successful run.
clearance 2. So you guys got to evacuate before facing down the furnace itself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a legitimate way to play.
Yeah, the furnace is really cool, but we're saving that for later. Little tease for you there. So yeah, that was Hot Fix. Thank you very much.
Very
to
cool.
Mika and Henrietta for playing with us. We really appreciate that for being here. But now then, let us.
Actually, a surprising amount of of dialogue and
You've
some
done a
kind
great
of...
job writing this game, Mike. I gotta say.
Oh well, thank you.
Okay, so then next up, let's tell you how much this costs. So we have, of course, the standard edition and the deluxe
40
edition.
bucks.
So the standard edition costs $39.99 and euros, and then £32.99 pounds. Is that British sterling or is it pounds?
I think both are correct.
Great.
I'm okay with that. That sounds fair.
Exactly. And the deluxe edition is $49.99 in euros and then $39.99 pounds. Now, of course, there's going to be deluxe upgrade available. So if you go for the standard edition, you can, of course, later down the line, if you want to get these cosmetics, you can just upgrade by getting that deluxe
That's fair.
upgrade.
That's fair to me. I'm okay with that.
You can wishlist the standard edition right now. Please do so. We need the algorithm magic
We'll post the links in the chat.
overlords to help us out. The deluxe edition will be available on launch day, so you're not going to be able to see it in stores right now. Okay, so I mentioned the requisitions, but before we get into that, when you buy the game, as we've said already previously, all of the post-launch content we're going to be releasing is the playable post-launch content we're going to be releasing is free. So what I can tell you today is that in 2025, we're going to be releasing 2 new jobs alongside other content that you're going to get. And of course, there's more playable content coming next year. and we have some
Cool,
pretty
cool.
good ideas on what that is. But we do also want to hear from the community, kind of once the game is live, see what the reactions
Very much
are,
so.
and then kind of shape our roadmap based on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what a lot of this live stream is about. We talked about just being really direct and transparent with people. We hope you see, like, we legitimately want to hear and kind of bring you into the process as we keep going after launch.
Exactly. Okay, so the requisitions that I mentioned, let's talk a bit about those. So requisitions are a set of unlockable equipment and cosmetic items in FBC Firebreak.
You can see it on the screen right now, the
Yeah.
menu.
Which is, again, one of those menus that actually is like
Look, it's just
heavily
paid
changed.
DLC is
It's gonna be
cosmetic.
better. It looks lovely
while
here, but
updates
it's
are
just like
free.
laying out the
A la
information.
are very similar to Monster
takes
Hunter.
quite a while to get
World
that
and
right.
Wilds.
Okay, so there's
That's
two
my-
types
that's
of
my
requisitions. There's operational requisition, which is always in the game. That's what you can see here. It's part of the game. It's got weapons, gear, and cosmetics for you to unlock at your own pace. So by completing jobs, you get the lost assets, or you can find them from safe rooms. And then you can use this currency to unlock the items from the operational requisition. Now, the other requisition is classified requisitions, such as the Firestarter one that's contained in the deluxe edition. Now, this is the paid one, but it only contains cosmetic items such as armor sets and sprays. So when we will drop, a major content update, a free job for everyone to play, we will also then drop a classified requisition, of course, completely optional, cosmetics only. And the really important thing here, of course, is that, we don't want any of that FOMO, none of that sort of time gate stuff.
Again,
so
which
the requisitions
I'm
are going
fine
to be
with.
always
I-
available.
I
it's really
love
important that it's
Monster
at
Hunter
your
World
own
and
pace, like you've
Wild's
talked
way
about
they
a
do
lot, Mike.
DLC.
Yeah,
where,
we're,
hey,
we're
like,
really not
monsters
interested in giving
and title updates
anybody
are free,
another
but then the
job, and
cosmetic
so
stuff
you can even
you pay
take
for.
the
I
requisitions
love
at your
that.
own pace.
And them following
they use
that,
the same
in my
in-game
opinion,
currency,
is
the
perfect.
premium and the
Absolutely
non-premium
perfect.
ones. So you can kind of choose where to put things and how to handle things. And also, once we give you a deeper look at these later, you'll see that you can actually even prioritize what you want to unlock and win as well. So we're really trying to make sure that we put this in your hands.
Similar to
Yeah,
Helldivers, I
unlocking
would say.
isn't entirely
Also.
linear at all. Are you ready, Mike?
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so FBC Firebreak, the next Remedy Entertainment game, our first self-published game, and also our first multiplayer game. There's a lot of firsts. There's a lot of stress, let me tell you, but it's also exciting and fun. So, very happy to reveal that FBC Firebreak is being released on June 17th this year.
Not too
This year?
far
Yeah,
away.
this year.
Yeah,
wait, this year.
Little
I thought
over
we
a month.
agreed. next year.
What platforms?
From the
though?
end of
Okay,
April,
so June
all of
17th,
May.
the game's going to be
second week
available
of
on
June.
PlayStation 5, Xbox
Yeah.
Series X and S, and PC, Epic
Let's
Store,
just say
and of
2 months
course
away, just to be on the safe
Steam,
side.
as well. And let me really get this next bit right. So it's going to be available day one on PC Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate and PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. Man, that was a mouthful. Hopefully,
Yeah,
first
you got
party is
it.
not going to be
Very
killing me
cool.
for messing
Very,
that
very
one up.
cool.
So
All right, so that was the live stream for FBC Firebreak from Remedy, and the game is looking fantastic. I really like the fact that the higher difficulty isn't just stronger enemies, it's actually more objectives, more needing to be done and stuff like that. I like the way the tools, they showed off how they work, like the electricity to turn on items, or like the wrench to fix stuff, or the water to spray out the fire. And I like the fact that besides combat, they actually have utility. But I also like the fact that, hey, if I don't have that tool, if I'm playing solo, I can literally go still fix stuff and do stuff. I just have to play that little mini game that takes more time, and it gives you, enemies could be crowding around you and hitting you while you're doing it. But I like that aspect of it. Yeah, I pretty much liked everything they said and showed here. I'm really excited. June 17th is not too far away, and I like the price point. I think that's fair, especially with what they're going for. And yeah, I'm really excited to see more of this. And who knows? Maybe, hopefully, they'll release a beta so we can try it out for ourselves. But like they said, I probably won't show everything of the stream. I'll probably just stick mostly to the gameplay, but I'll leave a link for the actual full live stream in the description, so check it out if you want. But overall, I thought this was fantastic, and I can't wait to try more or see more. But those are my thoughts. That's my reaction. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment down below. I'd appreciate any feedback. Subscribe. I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, you can follow me at twitch.tv/JustAGamerInc, all together one word. Or you can click the link below. Or on YouTube, just hit that notification when I go live. I have not figured out multi-streaming, so I'm usually on one or the other. So just keep an eye out for which one I'm on at the moment, or the one I decide to play on. So yeah, but what are your thoughts on FBC Firebreak? Are you excited for this? Are you a Remedy fan? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear it. Let me know in the comments down below. But regardless, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care and have a good game.